وسهلا بكل الذين ينضموا للاستماع إلى راديو بلدي أول راديو عربي أمريكي ويعنى بقضايا العرب في المهجر. برامجنا في راديو بلدي كل يوم جمعة من 8 وحتى 9 صباحا في بث حي ومباشر عبر WNZK راديو 690 AM. صباح الخير بلدي، صباح الخير لكل مستمعينا.
Welcome to Radio Baladi, the first Arab, Middle Eastern, and American simulcast radio show. Radio Baladi is broadcast every Friday morning on WNZK 690 AM from 8 until 9 Eastern Time on Good Morning Michigan. Our call-in number 248-557-3300. And now, stay tuned for the best radio talk show on Arab and American issues.
Good morning and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem, editor via Michigan.com, a digital business magazine serving the Arab American communities in Michigan. We provide business and real estate news, loan and lending information, support to small businesses, and much more. Visit us at Michigan.com. Thank you for being with us. Today is December 2nd, 2022. The year is almost gone. The number here is 248-557-3300. Give us a call should you have a question or comment in Arabic or in English. It's a nice cold day. It's a blessed day. Be safe. We wish you the best of health, wealth, and happiness. I just want to apologize to you. I'm nursing a little cold, so my voice is a little bit different, so forgive me for that. Other than that, we wish you a great day, and thank you for being with us. We just celebrated Thanksgiving. Hope you had a wonderful holiday, you and your family. And this month is full of holidays leading up to the new year. Happy holidays to every one of you. Be safe. And whatever you're celebrating, enjoy it. Hope you have a safe one, a wonderful time with family and friends. The most important thing is be safe. Safety is very important. And family is important too. You know, we're going to be talking about a subject that is that's not known to many people. And I recently attended a session that was organized by the American Human Rights Council. And its executive director, Imad Hamad, the council, put a series of sessions. One of them was on human trafficking. It was very informative. I learned a lot. And we wanted to share some of the information with you because this is a topic that we really need to know more about. It affects everybody, every state, every city, every country, every community. Imad is with us this morning. Good morning, Imad, and thank you for being with us.
Good morning, Khalil, to you and to all the listeners today.
I appreciate it. First, I want to thank you for addressing such an important issue and all of the work you do at the council. It was a very informative meeting when what we attended there, and the information that was shared, it was really incredible. And, you know, you mentioned to me via text that today is International Day for the abolition of slavery. Could you tell us a little bit more about that before we get into human trafficking?
Well, it's one of the United Nations occasions that is on the world's calendar, and it meant to remind the world community that slavery is not done, slavery is not over, and we're dealing now with the modern style of slavery, which continue to be crimes against humanity. And when we talk about the human trafficking, I think it falls in the heart of it. It's the key challenge now, the most pressing, growing challenge facing the world and the modern society is the human trafficking with its all of different reflections. So that's the importance of marking the day. That's the importance of remembering the day. It's a reminder to all of us that this is a challenge that is not limited, as you kindly noted, to a certain society, to a certain group, to a certain state, or to a certain country. This is a local challenge, a national challenge, and indeed a global challenge.
Absolutely. What is a human trafficking?
Human trafficking, let's put it this way, it's the modern form and shape of slavery, because human trafficking entails not only abduction or kidnapping or involuntary recruitment of young people, especially young in age, especially women, young girls, even elderly, even people with disability. No one is immune. No one is excluded. Whoever traffickers can recruit and can bring in to use and abuse in the market, by all means, like labor, like sex industry, organ sale of human organs. It's appalling. It goes against even the core foundation of our human decency. So it's a true. It's even beyond the slavery. Slavery used to be like forced labor and taking away the basic human rights of people, stripping them of their and making them slave to others. Human trafficking goes beyond, because it really kill people as they are alive. They put them in a machine of death, a slow death machine that makes the person or the human become like a machine or a tool, just to use and to be used in different ways within the society. So it's very, 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 very dangerous, and lots of people tend not to know much about it, tend to believe that it's not here, it couldn't be part of our neighborhoods, it couldn't be part of our cities or our state. On the contrary, this is a daily challenge, this is a growing challenge, and anyone, regardless who, poor or rich, can be a target and can be a victim of a human trafficking, especially nowadays with the technology and the social media aspects and dangerous ramification of the privacy invasion through the social media tools.
Yeah. Do you have any numbers to share with us?
Not really. I don't have actually all the numbers that you may share and you may obtain from the Department of Homeland Security and all the federal agencies, even local police departments. They are not all accurate numbers, because the numbers are big and huge compared to what people may think. However, there is no accurate statistics for it, because what's reported is a little bit of the huge challenge out there. And this is why education and awareness is very important aspect for people to tap on, so they can recognize and observe and play a role to protect and help prevent at the same time. I think prevention is a key issue here, and that is not just limited to human trafficking. Human trafficking, when we talk about human trafficking, it doesn't different than the notion of safety and security of our cities, of our neighborhoods, of our nation, of our society. People need to be vigilant. People tend to put emphasis or more attention on other present issues, and sometimes the challenge of human trafficking put aside or push aside, not intentionally, because lots of people don't know how serious it is and how impactful on every family or any family that could be a target of that.
Absolutely. And who's at risk? You know, men, women, what age? Do we know?
Well, human trafficking and those criminals, the cartel of human trafficking, recognize no age, recognize no gender, recognize no border. Anyone could be a good target. Anyone could be an asset to them. Indeed, from going back to the statistics of human trafficking, there is a primary focus on young children, and more so toward women. I think women are the most victimized in this process in a young age and older. And that's for the obvious because they are forced not just for labor exploitation, but more of sex industry and money-making industry for the traffickers. I think this is the highlight, but that doesn't exclude anyone, even people with disability. They could be targeted. Keep in mind that it's not just about labor. It's not just about money making. Money making is not limited to put these people into work in different ways and different forms, but also the human organ sale is another ugly aspect of the human trafficking. So anyone that can be of a value to traffickers, anything that could bring them money and revenues, they don't care. This is like a local enterprise, a national enterprise, an international enterprise. Definitely, like in the poor countries outside the United States or vulnerable communities in the States, they are the prime target because, especially the refugees, these people, as they seek and refuge, they're trying to seek a better future, safety, safe haven, etc. Traffickers intervene, and traffickers kidnap their children, or they kidnap women or young boys, and smuggle them into different countries and different societies to put them in labor. And here there's a fine line of definition, difference between trafficking and smuggling. Trafficking is a forced action. The person is taken against their will and have no say. While smuggling, in many cases, or in the most cases, it's consented by the person that he wants to, let's say, be smuggled to a certain country and pay money for it, etc. Now, it depends on the smuggler if they deliver on their commitment to smuggle that person to this country or that, or deviate the road and they end up in the hands of the traffickers, and they put them to work and they become literally their slaves. Now, there is misconceptions and misrepresentations about the human trafficking because people, minorities and migrant communities in particular, they fear that because even if they are to be victims of the human trafficking, lots of people worry and get afraid of immigration ramification. On top of being a victim of a human trafficking, those undocumented, quote unquote, they fear to be deported if they were to report such a crime. And here the law is clear. On the contrary, I think the law provides a great deal of remedy and a great deal of relief and a great deal of assistance where the legal status of the person, of the victim of a human trafficking is totally irrelevant. On the contrary, actually, the immigration laws grant immunity and grant some sort of legal status to these victims. So people should not fear and people should not be hesitant and people need to be vigilant. Lots of people fear retaliation when they observe or see something. They get hesitant to report or call the cops or call certain agencies. So in this case, I think people have the right to worry because these cartels and gangs are dangerous. They don't hesitate to take action and harm people. So that's why I leave the job for assessment and reviewing any claim or any report to the authorities. So I urge people when they observe a young boy, a young woman, a teenager that seems to be in that position to simply report it. And the DHS, the Department of Homeland Security, is a lead agency trying to fight and combat human trafficking in the country and even internationally. So I remind people with their number. It's 866-347-2423. 866-347-2423.
Yeah. What we're going to do, Imad, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back to talk more about that and then, talk more about the signs, how to recognize them, and what we can do. Please stay tuned.
Ziyad brand. Quality products from our family to yours. Ziyad Brothers Importing offers the finest quality products, including brands like Sultan, Kraft, Nestle, Hook, Rico Picon, Dana, and many more. Ask your retailer to carry these fine products because you deserve the very best. For more information, visit our website at www.ziyad.com. That's www.ziyad.com. Ziyad, quality products from our family to yours.
When it comes to reproductive medicine, IVF Michigan Fertility Centers are the recognized leaders. With locations in Bloomfield Hills and 5 other cities in Michigan and Ohio, IVF has experts in all aspects of the field. As a founding member of IVF Michigan Fertility Centers, Dr. Nicholas Shama is one of the leading reproductive endocrinologists in Michigan and Ohio. Dr. Shama has performed over 10,000 IVF cases and has helped thousands of couples fulfill their dreams of parenthood. American board certified in both obstetrics and gynecology and reproductive endocrinology and infertility, Dr. Nicholas Shama is a very caring, compassionate, expert physician that understands not only the medical but also the emotional toil of infertility on his patients. When it's time, get personalized care from Dr. Nicholas Shama at IVF Michigan Fertility Centers in Michigan and Ohio. Call toll-free 855-952-9600, 855-952-9600.
Live performances, concerts, music festivals, and hot jazz. Moments like these are made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. So let's work together to continue to be safe and protect each other. Keep those concerts going. Keep the togetherness going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date. To find your vaccine and learn more, visit michigan.gov/COVID vaccine. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Are your hands feeling numb? Do you feel pain opening up a jar, turning a key? Are you noticing that your elbow and your shoulder are becoming stiff? Or were you recently injured in your arm? Hello, I'm Dr. Albanjit Katranji, and at the Katranji Hand Center, which just recently opened down the street from the Somerset Mall, we can provide you with the latest in hand, wrist, elbow, and shoulder care. Visit us at www.katranjihandcenter.com to learn the latest techniques that we have to offer you, and I look forward to taking care of you.
Visit us in Troy at 1565 West Big Beaver Road, Building F, or call Katranji Hand Center for an appointment at 248-869-4263. That's 248-869-4263.
Welcome back and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem with WDMV.com. We're talking about the human trafficking and we're talking to Imad Hamad from the American Human Rights Council. Imad, before we went on break, we were talking about what are the signs? How do we recognize that something is wrong, and who do we get in touch with? How can we report it?
Well, first, traffickers are very creative and very shrewd, very smart in their recruitment techniques. So there is not just one set format for that. So it could be from seducing the person or fooling the person or making the person believe that they are to have a better opportunity of what they have, and making false promises, giving them false hopes to encourage them to make a move and yet cooperate, and then later and eventually be trapped. So there is like the positive approach, which they try to be so appealing to the young boy or young girl to recruit them to their yard and yet kidnap them and move from there. And they master deceiving the young people, and they present them with very impressive false incentive items, making the young person believe that they are to be in paradise and they're gonna reach the dream that they're thinking about. This is traps they use, and traps that they drag the young people into their nets. Some of them, some techniques is through using the fear factor and the fear intimidation and threatening, and put them in a state of fear, not only about themselves, but about their parents, about their siblings, about their loved ones. And the young person become hostage to that state of fear, and yet find himself or herself at no choice but to cooperate with the traffickers. Some of it come in a form of romance. Some of it come in a form of money making. Some it does have different ways, but the goal is one: how to trap this young person and become a victim of human trafficking. So this is where most of the children that are being recruited, and especially not only girls, even children, regardless female or male, they are put into sex industry, and it's easy to tell. And by the way, this has nothing to do with the economical status or the social status of the family. It could be poor, it could be rich, and race here is totally irrelevant. Faith here and religion is totally. They look at the person as an object to sell and to use and abuse, nothing more, nothing less. So this is where, when you walk in the streets or you walk in the neighborhoods, parents and families, parents in particular, should pay more attention, closer attention to their kids' behavior inside the house, not just only outside the house. And social media here, and having the full liberty of the children on being on the social media and interacting with the strangers without parental supervision, that's where most of the traffickers they get their way in, and this is where they get to know the family well, and they become very oriented, and then the kids become a prime target to it. The fear factor is another technique, but it's between those two, the good and the bad and the ugly, regardless what it is, just to recruit a victim here and there.
Yeah. We have a caller.
Now, what to
Jerry
do?
is on the line. Imad, let's take a call and then we'll continue. Jerry is on the line. Go ahead, Jerry.
يا شكرا أستاذ خليل هاشم وأستاذ عماد حمد. أستاذ خليل، إذا سمحت لي بالتكلم بالعربية إذا أمكن.
That's fine. Go ahead.
شكرا. أستاذ خليل، أستاذ عماد، الاستعباد يعني بغض النظر وبعيدا عن عصابات الهيومن ترافيكينج، نرى أن الاستعباد حتى حصل في محيطنا العربي. فهناك الكثير من دول الشرق الأوسط تستعبد اللاجئين الفلبينيات ومن أمريكا اللاتينية ومن المكسيك. يعني الاستعباد هو حرام في أدياننا السماوية جمعاء، ولكن نلاحظ قصص كثيرة عن الاستعباد في دول الخليج. وهنا في أمريكا سؤالي ينصب للأستاذ عماد حمد. الكثير من اللاجئين جاءوا من سوريا بسبب الحروب ومن الصومال ومن غيرها. هل هناك حالات استعباد بين جالياتنا من اللاجئين أستاذ حمد؟ وما هو الحل لدرع ووقف هذه الاستعبادات ضد اللاجئين الجدد، وخصوصا الآن الحرب الروسية الأوكرانية قدم الألوف من الأوكرانيين إلى الولايات المتحدة وخصوصا هنا ميشيغان. فأرجو الإجابة أستاذ عماد حمد، وشكرا لك أستاذ خليل هاشم.
Sure. Thank you, Jerry. I think we did mention, Imad, that this is a worldwide issue. This is not restricted to any area. But to answer his question, is there anything about what he asked, from war-torn countries?
أولا يعني موضوع الاستعباد والعبودية يعني هذه ظاهرة عالمية وظاهرة تاريخية، يعني لها جذورها التاريخية وليست بظاهرة جديدة على المجتمعات، يعني مرت بمراحل، وهون يختلف وضع العبودية أو الاستعباد من بلد لآخر. في فرق بين الاستعباد كعبودية وبين التمييز العنصري والكراهية ضد اللاجئين أو ضد الأقليات بشكل عام بغض النظر عن الجنسية والديانة وإلى آخره. أنا أعتقد أن توصيف الأخجري بالشكل العام صحيح، ولكن هذا تحدي يواجه كل المجتمعات، وكما ذكرنا يعني بالبداية أنه ليس هذا الوضع مرهون على الولايات المتحدة الأمريكية. يعني when we talk about the human trafficking, it's a totally different subject. It's in the heart of it, but it's not all about it. العبودية it's يعني مفهوم أوسع وأشمل، يعني يشمل كثير من الجوانب. لذلك نعم لا زال العالم الحالي، المجتمعات الحالية في كل العالم تواجه يعني تحدي الاستعباد، الاستغلال، التمييز، الكراهية إلى آخره. ولكن الإتجار بالبشر يبقى عنوان أساسي، عنوان المرحلة الحالية، ولهذا السبب يعني كان هناك تركيز على موضوع الإتجار بالبشر، لأنه الإتجار بالبشر لا يعني المعاملة السيئة ولا يعني التمييز العنصري ولا يعني بس الكراهية. هذا يعني الإتجار بالبشر يعني سلب الإنسان من إنسانيته وجعل الإنسان مجرد يعني آلي أو قطعة تحتقر ويتم استغلالها بكل الأساليب الغير إنسانية. يعني الإنسان لا يتم التعامل معه كإنسان وليس حر باتخاذ قراراته. لذلك الولد أو البنت أو ضحية الإتجار بالبشر يعني تصبح دمية وتصبح يعني آلة تحركها تجارة الإتجار بالبشر دون مراعاة أي أحاسيس للإنسان بغض النظر أيا كانت. يعني يصبح الإنسان رهيني كاملا، يعني حتى الأسير حتى السجين أفضل من حالة ضحية الإتجار بالبشر، رغم أن السجين داخل القفص داخل السجن، ولكن هذا سجين الحياة وسجين وأسير جشع يعني تجارة البشر التي تصل لحد الإتجار بالأعضاء، أعضاء الإنسان، يعني أعضاء العضوية للبيع والشراء.
Looking at some of the numbers, I was so disturbed to see the number of children involved in this. It's just amazing.
Yes. Number one, the prime target of the traffickers is young children, male and female. So there is a myth here and a misunderstanding that many people think that when you talk about human trafficking, you talk about only women and female and sex industry, etc. That's not true. Everybody does have a role in the world of human trafficking. Every person can put in a certain way, in a certain work format that makes money. Anything that makes money to them, young or old, male or female, it doesn't matter. They put into that machine, it's the greed of money and nothing but the greed of money.
Absolutely. We have another call from Hamad. Hamad, do you have a call? Good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Hello.
You have a
good
question?
morning. Yeah, just I want to express the Arabic because the most people, the listener, is Arabic. We have the understanding.
Go ahead.
الأستاذ الذي تكلم منذ لحظات في العبودية في الخليج ينظر هنا في أمريكا. Looking the Latino American, the refugees, he came from Central America. He treated him here, recording the media American this week in Texas and Florida. He used the people and agriculture for $1 a week, $1 a day, $1 a week. A day. Also, and last week, according to the Washington Post, New York Times, and New Orleans, he used the people within jail, سجناء, $1 a day, African American, till today.
Sure.
And here in this city, in Michigan, he used the people, the refugees, for agriculture. So you have to look in here. The people much more discriminate in U.S. more than any other country in the globe, according to the media American.
I appreciate your call, sir. Go ahead, Imad.
Khalil, I think the caller raised a challenge, which is true, but there is a difference between human trafficking and abuse of labor. Definitely, there are lots of people in the U.S. or outside abuse the working movement and the workers. That's something against the law, and that's something can be addressed and continue to be challenged. Taking advantage of minorities, taking advantage of the undocumented, put them into long hours and give them a very low pay because they have no choice, taking advantage of their situation in a very humane way. However, even this is not a human trafficking. Human trafficking is when you abduct and recruit a person against their will and you put them to work against their will totally. You own them. You literally own them from A to Z. You own the air they breathe. You own the food they eat. You own the water they drink. You own them from A to Z. They become nothing but your toy to deploy regardless where you want, regardless of your feeling. It's not that you work in long hour and you working under hostile or unfair working environment. These people are forced, not by choice, forced to work, forced to be part of the labor market, sex industry, etc. So there is a fine difference here, and people need to pay attention. All bad. Both are bad, and both are illegal, and both are inhumane. But the first situation doesn't constitute a form of a human trafficking. Human trafficking is against the law. Now, abusing the labor movement or laborers and this, we all know. Look at the farms in the United States of America. Even the U.S. Congress considers how to deal with this issue to grant them some sort of a temporary status, legal status, so they can work legally, because nobody can give up the importance of this manpower that is needed for our industry. So it's a different ball game, different challenge, different discussion.
Absolutely. Now, we were talking earlier, and then we didn't finish who can we report it to?
Well, first, I would say, see something, hear something, observe something that is strange, that is awkward, related to a young boy or a young girl or even a young woman, or something that look awkward, look strange, look abnormal. I think we all have some sort of common sense to see and decide that this is something weird or it doesn't fit here. So people, instead of turning the other way and say, what do I have to do with it? Maybe it's not. Let the authorities, let the law enforcement agencies decide. Let the law enforcement agencies take action and render the evaluation. So sometimes a phone call could save somebody instead of just ignoring it and not. Definitely we need to be responsible with that and not to just overload agencies with false tips and this, but we need to take it seriously. We need to report it. And the best number that I can pass to people is the Department of Homeland Security, which is 866-347-2423. 866-347-2423. So if anyone observe anything that looks awkward, looks weird, a strange situation, just call this number, leave a message. You're protected. You don't have to reveal your identity. Give enough information on this tip line and let the agencies deal with it and assess the situation from there. So you don't have to worry about your identity. You don't have to worry about your own safety, but you may be saving someone with this phone call. So see something, observe something, say something, call this number or the local police agency and let the police and the agencies deal with the situation.
Exactly. Imad, as always, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with us early this morning. We appreciate all you do, and not only about human trafficking, but about everything else you do regarding human rights. Thank you so much for being with us, Imad.
Thank you, Khalil. I always appreciate the opportunity being with you and Layla. You guys are doing great. Your programs are great. God bless you. And thank you for all the listeners. And we hope to continue these important discussions in the future. God bless you all.
Thank you so much. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Get ready for an amazing experience at Ishtar Restaurant on 15 Mile Road in Sterling Heights. Enjoy excellent hospitality from owners Ali Al-Baghdadi and Fatty Bottom, serving the best in Mediterranean food. Try Chef Ali Al-Baghdadi's famous shawarma, the best Iraqi grills and food, and the best Arabic and international dishes. Dine in our authentic atmosphere or take out. Call 586-698-2585 or check us out on Facebook. Ishtar Restaurant practices all CDC guidelines and is open every day 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Have an amazing experience today at Ishtar Restaurant, 3625 15 Mile Road, Sterling Heights.
Are you going to start a restaurant or a grocery store soon? Do you need floor plans and designs? Call Naji Abood at 734-744-9796. Do you want to buy kitchen and restaurant equipment at discount prices? Call Naji Abood now, 734-744-9796. New Concept Products and Design, the trademark of kitchen equipment. 5% discount on all purchases of $75,000 or more. New Concept Products and Design, new location, 31185 Schoolcraft in Livonia. Learn more at www.newconceptproducts.com. Call Naji Abood, 734-744-9796. When you're looking for the best in optical care, Dr. Imad Nakash is your doctor to see. With years of experience and thousands of successful procedures performed, you can trust your eyes to Dr. Imad Nakash. See Dr. Imad Nakash and his professional staff for your eye care needs. There's 2 locations to serve you. In Hazel Park, call 248-336-3937. 248-336-3937. In Rochester Hills, call 248-299-3937. That's 248-299-3937.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. This is a very important subject, and then we touched about different subjects as well that are similar. And I think Steve is on hold. Is that correct, Mike?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good morning, Khalil. Thank you for taking my call, but I will talk in Arabic because as I have some information about the refugee. راح اتكلم بالعربيه خلينا من انت عربي والكل راح يستوعبه بالعربيه. هناك اختلاف، يعني اعتقد الشخص الاول ما فهم السؤال بصوره واضحه من قبل السيد عماد. يعني الاستعباد شكل، والاتجار بالبشر شكل، واللاجئ شكل. الاتجار مثلا بالبشر هناك مافيات تشتغل بهذا العمل، يا اما يعني شركات مافيات، مو شركيه، مافيات الاتجار بالبشريه. لانه شو يعني انت من تسمع الاتجار بالبشريه، يا اما في سبب هناك سبب الاتجار بالبشريه، مثلا الاتجار بالاعضاء البشريه، يعني طبعا بعد ما انه يدخلون في دورات او يقتلوهم. الاتجار بالبشريه يعني الاتجار بالاعضاء البشريه هاي الأكثرية. أما من ناحية الاستعباد أنا أعرف، وكل اعتزازي واحترامي للشخص الثاني أعتقد هو من الخليج، هناك شركات في الخليج تستورد العمالة لأنه كلهم تعرف في الخليج كلهم طبقات زينة، فتستورد العمالة لخدمتهم. لكن في بعض الأحيان يستغلوها، وخاصة مع الأناث. المفروض يعني سيد عماد كان يوضح انه شنو الاستعباد وشنو الاتجار بالبشر. نرجع على اللاجئ.
He did.
يعني لأنه وضحها بالأخير. بالنسبة للجوء، اللجوء لأنه في كل دول العالم وخاصة الحرب الأخيرة هسه بين أوكرانيا وبين روسيا، بسبب الأوضاع الغير مستقرة وبسبب هناك الكثير من الضعفاء طلبوا اللجوء مثلا إلى أمريكا، الذي هو أعظم بلد في العالم، الذي يستقبل أكبر عدد ممكن من اللاجئين. هذا السؤال لا يمكن أحد أن يرد عليه، صح ولا مو صح خليل؟ أكثر دولة في العالم تستقبل لاجئين هو أمريكا، وقد بلس أمريكا. يعني احنا لازم نقولها في كل يوم من ننهض من النوم نقول قد بلس أمريكا، لأنه احنا كلنا تقريبا جايين. وحسب ما تعرف أنت خليل، وراح أعطيك المعلومات أنه 95% من الشعب الأمريكي هو كله مهاجر، صح ولا مو صح؟
مظبوط.
القلة القليلة
They're all immigrants.
صح. كلنا immigrant. فاللجوء هو بسبب الأوضاع الغير المستقرة في البلدان، وراح نعدها منها في أوكرانيا، في أفغانستان، في العراق، في سوريا، لبنان، وفي قسم من دول أفريقيا. فهذا اللجوء. وإلا الاستعباد، هذا الاستعباد غير شكل. الاستعباد أنه وخاصة لا يزعل مني الشخص الثاني بسبب العمالة اللي يستوردوها دول الخليج.
خلينا دائما نحكي عن معلش خليني معك شوي. خلينا دائما نحكي عن وجهة النظر مش عن الشخص.
صحيح. فأني مو قلت كل الاحترام للشخص الثاني،
كل الاحترام للمستمعين.
الشخص الأول
نحن نحكي عن
المستمعين. هو صحيح كل واحد عنده رأي، لكن في بعض الأحيان مثلا الشخص الأول قال الاستعباد في الخليج. لا، هذا مو استعباد. يعني إذا شخص واحد، ليش هو في أمريكا ماكو؟ يعني مو كل الخليج هو يستعبد الناس. لا، شخص واحد سوى. لازم كلنا نقول الخليج anyway. فهذا الفرق بين الاستعباد واللجوء وبين
شكرا كثير على التوضيح. شكرا كثير على التوضيح.
شكرا حبيبي سيد خليل. أنا
ليك يعطيك ألف عافية.
الله يخليك. الله يخليك يحفظك، وصحة وعافية وسلامات أمينة.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello, thank you.
Again, and the original topic was human trafficking, which is Imad Hamad, Mr. Hamad did a really good job of explaining what it is. We did go off into different directions, which is fine. And as Imad said, these are all important topics, and then they need to be discussed, and we need to know the difference between them. But the approach to address them are different because they're different topics. And another thing also I want to ask you kindly, and I always like it when you call, because we're here for you. And then we do these programs not so we can hear ourselves, so we can serve you, and then we can get your point of view, because we learn from you, and then you learn from us. And just like you two, if you have a question, if you have a comment, let's focus on the point of view and not on the person, because we do respect everyone who calls, and we want to respect everyone, and we want to treat everybody with respect. So thank you. I appreciate it, Steve. That was a very good point. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back. Please stay tuned.
Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab offers a great array of your favorite Mediterranean meals. Meals range from lamb specialties, shawarma sandwiches, and seafood dinners. Plus, they offer big trays of your favorite food and so much more. Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab is located at 32839 Northwestern Highway in Farmington Hills and is open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So stop in or call Kashat's today at 248-538-9552. That number again, 248-538-9552. Kashat's Mediterranean Market in Shish Kebab will definitely leave you satisfied. Life is a nonprofit charity that's provided humanitarian aid and development to people and communities for over 25 years, regardless of race, color, religion, or cultural background. When disaster occurs here or around the world, Life for Relief and Development rushes in to provide food, medical aid, and shelter to those in need. Please help improve these efforts. Make your tax-deductible donation to Life now at lifeusa.org or call 248-424-7493. At Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic in Dearborn, we provide effective physical therapy sessions in order to limit pain and discomfort. Top Rehab provides physical therapy care for any diagnosis prescribed by a physician, and we regularly see and treat conditions such as stroke, TMJ, fibromyalgia, sciatica, joint pain, and more. We use a variety of pain management methods, including modalities, soft tissue mobilization, and therapeutic exercise. If you're in need of physical rehabilitation or physical therapy, get the highest quality health care at Top Rehab. Most insurance is accepted, and we're open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday 8 to 6, Tuesday and Thursday 8 to 5, and Saturday 10 till 2. Call for an appointment today at 313-846-0555. That's 313-846-0555. Choose Top Rehab Physical Therapy Clinic on Michigan Avenue in Dearborn. Life's too short to be in pain.
Welcome back, and thank you for being with us. This is Khalil Hachem. This has been really a great topic to discuss. And I just want to reiterate what Imad said, which is the difference between sex trafficking, smuggling, and then labor issues, exploitation. All of these are different topics. Originally, the topic was human trafficking, and and in which people are forced into certain situations. They are being forced to. Smuggling is different. Smuggling is when somebody wants to come from one country to another, from one area to another, and then they use certain people. It may end up being that, but it's a little bit different. And then people take advantage of refugees, take advantage of labor. That's also a different issue as well. And they're all as bad because all of them target the freedom of the human beings. And Imad and his council has done a really good job of trying to address the issue. The meeting we've had a few weeks back, it was a really good meeting with a good number of people with authority on the issue from various, topics and departments and authorities, and they give us a lot of good information. So it's important that we know, and it's what we do about it, and whether we are going to really, if we stay vigilant and report it. There was another issue I want to bring to your attention, and that is a little bit different, but it's along those things, and that is, there was a case not long ago, maybe a few weeks back, reported on the news, and where a family, it's called catfishing. Catfishing is when somebody pretends to be a certain person and reaches out to another person. In this case, was a minor in California. This person went all the way there to meet with her, and he killed her family. So catfishing is a huge issue as well. We need to be very vigilant on about what our children are watching, who they're talking to online, who they're connecting with, this was a really unbelievable story. And the 28-year-old gentleman from Virginia who is in law enforcement, traveled all the way to California to kill the family, and wanted to then wanted to take the girl, I believe, and then in the shootout with police, and he ended up getting killed. This could happen anywhere. Okay, it could happen anywhere. We need to be really vigilant about what our children are watching, what they're doing online, and we can't, and Imad mentioned this, we have to do our jobs as parents, okay? We can't just be busy with life and this and that, and this is more of a challenge for families who either don't speak the language, English that is, and or not tech savvy, and they don't know what their children are doing. They don't know what their children are talking to, and then you put a phone in a child's hand, and if it is unsupervised, it's really terrible. And there are a lot of softwares out there which allows you to monitor what your children are doing, and it allows you what they're visiting. That's not the answer to everything, but it helps. Okay, you still have to talk to your children. You still have to, and it doesn't matter what you do, you never do enough. And it's more challenging today because it is easy to reach people via social media. Okay, they study at school, they have computers, and no matter where they go, their devices where they can connect with people. So the best thing to do, from my research, is to arm your children with the knowledge. Okay, with the knowledge of what's out there, and that's the only protection. That and in addition to the other stuff, the supervision, asking questions, be vigilant, talk to their teachers, talk to their friends, who are their friends. You have to do that. If you signed up to be a parent, you have to do your job. I'm sorry to tell you that. There is no vacation for parents. So, and I don't care how busy we are, we need to make time. Very important. This is the biggest trust that we have and the biggest job that we have. And I say that to myself as much as I say it to you. I'm not lecturing you here. I'm just sharing information, how I feel as a father, And I try to do as much as I can, and sometimes I feel like I'm not doing enough. So again, I'm not lecturing you at all. Okay, I'm in this like everybody else. You have children, you have a challenge. You really have a challenge. You take them to school; they're there every day. You don't know who they're talking to, and you can't really be on top of them all 24 hours. They still have to live their lives. They still have to feel a little bit, independent. So between all of that, you still have to do, your job as a parent and hope things work out and arm them with all the information they need to fend off for themselves. One last thing I want to talk to you about before we close today. Actually, before this last thing, I want to say thank you to Imad, thank you to Jerry and Steve and Hamad for all the calls, and thank you for Mike for a great production. And before we close, I just want to let you know that I'm in real estate, and we provide a lot of real estate and loan information on our website at michigan.com. And and always people ask me, how is the market right now? Okay, well, and if you just want to know about how the market is, the market is a bit slow right now because these are the holidays. Normally, holiday time are slow, and it is a little bit slower as far as sales because the interest rate is a little bit high. Okay, the interest rate is between 6 and 7, and we talked about this before, which is 6% is a normal rate. But we got used to lower rates. Now we feel it is high. But there are ways around interest rates. So don't let that scare you from getting a home. The most important question you need to be asking is, if you're selling, is this the best time for you to sell? If you're buying, is this the best time for you to buy? Now, if you need a home, you need a home. This is not a shirt that you can wear another shirt. You need a home, period. So if you need a home, it's always a good time to buy. Okay? And it beats rent, because rent is 100%. Okay? Whatever you pay in rent, it goes out. It's not coming back to you. There's no benefit from it. And you need a home. And rent now is very expensive. So it doesn't matter how high interest rate is, your mortgage is going to be a lot less than rent. Okay, So buying is the best option for you. If you want to sell, you can still get good price for your home. The prices are still higher than normal. You can still, if you have a good home in a good area, you can still a really good price for that home. If it is marketed correctly and it is, what we say market price. Market price means this is what this house is worth right now at this moment. Somebody can come and tell me, well, this was a lot less 20 years ago. I understand. That was 5 years ago. That was 20 years ago. That was 2 months ago. We don't operate like that. I'll tell you what's this market value today. And today is you can still get more for your home if your home is in a good shape, in a good area, and in good demand, because the prices are still higher than normal. So all of these, there is no clear answer to all of these questions depending on your situation, depending, when I'm talking to somebody, I want to sit down with them, evaluate their situation. Are you renting? Are you selling and then buying? Are you in a desperate need of a home? What is it? What's your situation? That dictates what answers you should get. Again, what's your situation for selling your home? That dictates what your situation is. Where are you going to go? If you sell your home, where are you going to go? So a lot of people come to me and say, I want to sell my home, but I don't know where to go. Well, you need to know where to go, because once you sell that home, it's no longer yours. You have to give it to its owners, new owners. So, and this is why it's important when you work with the professionals, you sit down, you put a strategy together, you put a plan together, and that strategy includes your financials. So you'll be making the right decision. This is the biggest investment in your life. If you're ready to do any of that, whether it's commercial or residential, give me a call, 313-819-0101, 313-819-0101, okay? And we'll take care of you. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Have a nice and wonderful weekend. Mike, thank you so much for great production. Thank you to all the listeners and the callers. Thank you to Imad, to Jerry, to Steve, to Hamad, to everyone. And thank you to Laila for this opportunity to be on the radio with you. We appreciate you and hope that you have a wonderful and great weekend. Bye now.